What is up, everybody? It's your boy Shazwiyt and welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining me yet again, and thank you so much for your continued support. If you're new to this channel and you're clicking on me for the very first time, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and also turn on that post notification button so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. With that being said, let's get straight into today's content, okay? Happy Sunday to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well, or Monday in whatever time zone that you're in. I am so glad to be back putting a video out. It was kind of a busy weekend for me. I took an opportunity working this weekend, but it was totally worth it. Made some moolah off of that, so that was awesome. Today, as you can tell by the title of the video, I'm going to be doing a film review of the new It movie, It Chapter 2. It was awesome! I'll just say that, right off the bat, disclaimer, it was awesome. Also, another disclaimer, they are spoilers. There are going to be spoilers in this video, so if you haven't watched the film and you're planning on watching it, please do not watch this video until you have watched the film, because I'm one of those people who doesn't really mind spoilers, but trust me, you don't want this movie to be spoiled. Like, there's a lot that is going on in this movie, you know what I mean? It was a really long movie too. Like, it was, let's see, we started watching this film, by we, I refer to me and my friends who watched it yesterday. We started watching it around like 7:15 p.m. and we got out of the cinema at like 10. Like 10 pretty much. Like 10. Yeah, 10. And yeah, so like almost 3 hours. So it was long. But that's because they had a lot of ground that they needed to cover. This is the end of, Pennywise, and basically the end of the book and all that. So there were all of these details and things that they had to give closure and put in the movie. Obviously, you can't put everything that's in the book into the movie, but yeah, I think they did a great job. I haven't read the book. I need to read the book. Watching these two films have made me want to watch, have made me want to read the book even more, but yeah, splendid, really great films, and a great cast. And yeah, I'll probably do a review of the book when I get a chance to read it. It's so funny. It's a great title for a book because you use the word "it" so many times. I've already used that word like, I don't know, 5 times or something. So basically, I just wanted to highlight things that I really enjoyed about this film, give a sort of brief synopsis, things that I found shocking, that I didn't expect, why did I like this, why did I not like this, etc. So kind of a reaction to it. So getting into this film, I really liked how this film was directed. Of course, as I said before, I thought it was a great film. Definitely had plenty of scary stuff. It's what you typically expect from an It movie. It had elements of, obviously, horror is the main genre of this movie, but also, comedy. It was really interesting to see how the characters are when they're older. I think, the casting directors did a really great job in picking who was going to play the kids as adults. I think they all did a splendid job. Jessica Chastain did a really great job playing Beverly, and obviously Sophia Lillis already did a great job playing her too. You have James McAvoy, who, along with Jaden Martell, played Bill. You have Bill Hader, who, along with Finn Wolfhard, played Richie. You have Isaiah Mustafa, who, along with Chosen Jacobs, they played Mike. Then you have Jay Ryan, who, along with Jeremy Ray Taylor, they played Ben. And then you have James Ranson, who, along with Jack D. Grazer, they played Eddie. And then lastly, you have Andy Bean and Wyatt Olaf, who played Stanley. And then obviously we can't forget Bill Skarsgård, who did an incredible job playing Pennywise, the dancing clown. Really great portrayal of that character. Very scary. Like, I hated Pennywise in this movie even more than I did in the first movie. It was horrible. Like, there were certain moments that I guess since I'm filming the review right now, I can talk about it. There's a scene in the film where So basically, anyway, okay, let me start from the beginning. So obviously, you guys already know it. You've watched the trailer, probably have watched the movie too. Basically, Mike is the only person who stayed in Derry after they defeated Pennywise. Um, and so all those 27 years he stayed in Derry, and pretty much because he wanted to basically prepare for Pennywise's return. He wanted to research how to, if there was any way they could actually kill Pennywise, how to get rid of the curse and all of the evil in the town, how to stop Pennywise from preying on children as well as adults, because Pennywise does kill teenagers and adults too. Not as much as children, that's what it prefers, but yeah, Pennywise is a terror. So it is revealed in the film that Mike actually went to some Native Americans, and I guess they gave him clues or basically opened up his mind to see how like you can actually defeat it or something you could try. But then it's later revealed in the movie, like when they actually fight it, when they fight Pennywise, they find out that it was all baloney basically, because when those Native Americans tried to do their ritual to defeat Pennywise, they literally almost got killed in the process. I think they did actually get killed in the process. Kind of like what almost happened to them when they fought Pennywise in this movie again. They almost got killed, and it actually resulted in the death of, one of them. Um, so basically everyone has their own life, and basically you can tell that everyone is trying to run away from the person that they're trying to run away from their past basically. So this film was very much centered around sort of character development and running away from your past, and how the past doesn't stay where you want it to stay. As Mike said, it always haunts you and comes back to you. And it seems like Mike is the most level-headed and chilled person in this movie. I think it's because he stayed in Derry all this time, researching, preparing for the moment Pennywise returns, which he does. It's now 27 years later from 1989, so it's now set in 2016. And so he's like so ready to like fight Pennywise and get everyone together and do all that. But it seems like everyone is not so pumped to do that, to fight Pennywise and come back to Derry. In fact, when Mike actually calls everybody and tells them that it is Pennywise is back and he's terrorizing people, you guys have to come home. Not that I want you to come home, like you have to come home, you need to come home. Pretty much all of them were reluctant. They were very scared and fearful. In fact, so terrorized that it even led to Stanley killing himself. He literally committed suicide after he got the call. It's like, bruh, are you serious? I'm upset at Stanley. I get, he was scared and all that, but he didn't have to go. No one was forcing him to go. I mean, like, seriously, to committing suicide because you don't want to confront Pennywise? Okay, fine, just stay and live your amazing life with your amazing wife. I mean, he seemed like he was doing well. I mean, honestly, pussy. I'm sorry, but like seriously, I'm just pissed off at that he literally committed suicide. Um, but yeah, then you have Beverly, who is in a relationship with an abusive guy, which is not surprising because she has daddy issues. Her dad was abusive, so I'm not surprised she ended up with an abusive boyfriend. They had a funny little fight because she wanted to leave and he was jealous, and so she like hit him. And anyway, um, then you have Eddie, who married a woman who is, big, who's fat too, which I'm not surprised because you tend to be attracted to women that I guess resemble your mother. So I'm not surprised he went to that, and he got into an accident when he got the call, so that was funny. You have Richie, who ended up being a comedian, which was pretty hilarious to me. I didn't expect that. I thought Richie was actually gonna become like a tech savvy person, someone who's like in the video game industry because he was always so good at video games. But comedian also works too. I'm happy that is what he chose to do because Bill Hader is literally a comedian. He's in SNL, so I was happy with that choice. That was cool. And he's still the same old Richie making jokes, and he's still butting heads with Eddie every second he gets and making fun of him. So it's cool that that chemistry is still there all those years later. And then the person who changed out of the most of them was actually Ben. Ben is now, he looks he's in shape. He looks great. He's probably, the the most good looking one out of the bunch. You know, he looks really great, six pack and everything. He looks great. And he's also super successful too. He's rich now. I don't know what he is. I think he's a real estate developer or something. Anyway, which was really interesting. What I also find interesting about the film is that even though they're all separated and they're all living their own lives, pretty much almost all of them, besides Mike and Bill, were all in the same city. They're all in New York. So I'm just thinking, like, okay, you're all in the same city. How did you not speak to each other for like 27 years? Like, how? Anyway, yeah. So, oh yeah, Bill is he's in LA and he's a film writer, and he's currently trying to he's also written books too that have become films, which I guess was like an ode to Stephen King, who also made a cameo in the film, which was also really cool too. Yeah, so basically everyone hates like Bill's endings. They hate the endings in his books, and obviously they would, and now one of his books, or his main famous book, has now been turned into a motion picture, and it's been going well filming it. And his wife is actually the main actress in the film, but everyone hated the ending in the book, so they do want the same ending for the movie, and is having trouble, giving closure to that. Anyway, so it was really cool to see everyone come back to back to Derry, and basically going on a quest to basically do what Mike told them to do, to find artifacts that they would have to sacrifice in order to do the ritual and finally kill Pennywise. So then you see them all go on this journey of sort of, confronting their past again. And Pennywise obviously messes with each and every one of them, even though it's all illusions, but it still haunts them and it still goes to them. And clearly you can tell that Pennywise wanted revenge. So that was really interesting to see, to look at all the scenes of them confronting their past and going back to the thing that haunted them the most. But yeah, like you have Beverly, who went back to the place where she and her father stayed, and then she sees like this weird old woman who like then attacks her, and then you then realize the entire building was actually an illusion. It's actually a rundown old building where no one stays. But then when Beverly initially looks at it, it looks like a fine building. That just shows how powerful Pennywise is. He is the master illusionist. Like Pennywise is so powerful, like damn. Which was another thing that I really enjoyed about this film the most, was how it did a great job of making you feel like they could legit lose. There was really a point where I was like, damn, I give up. Like, how are they gonna beat Pennywise? Like, I literally have no idea how they are. For me, that moment was, and this was the saddest moment in the film for me personally, was when Bill tried to save this little boy, but then Pennywise was like, well, you're not going to be there for him either. And Bill tries so hard to chase after this boy and save him from Pennywise. And he's there. He gets there. He's like, I'm so close. He's right there. We're right next to each other. But because they're in the room of mirrors, Pennywise gets to the kid first, and yeah, you know what happens, kills him, eats him. So it's just really sad. I really thought he was gonna save the kid, but he didn't end up. And I like that, Pennywise did so many horrible things in this film, and they went extreme, and he did what he did. Because if they hold back, then they're holding back like the true nature of Pennywise. And that's what Pennywise is. Like, Pennywise gives zero fucks who you are. He gives zero fucks whether you're a baby, okay? Or whether you're an adult. He will kill you, he will eat you, you will see some shit. So yeah. Another really like creepy but kind of like funny scene in the film was when they're at the Chinese restaurant and they all meet up like for the first time after such a long time, and then they get these fortune cookies, and the fortune cookies all have one word on them which spells I guess Stanley couldn't cut it. And then they find out that Stanley actually committed suicide. And then there's this whole scene where all of the fortune cookies, they like break out with all of these weird little creepy little things. Like there's this like a face of a baby on like a giant fly, and there's like a little weird eyeball moving thing, and all of these crazy things start attacking them. And they start attacking the table and crushing these things and killing them. And it's funny because then the woman, one of the workers, comes in and she's like, are you guys okay? Is everything okay? Because obviously she can see it. No one can see it but them. It's an illusion. And it's just like the funniest thing. Like, I just thought that was so cool. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. It was a great film overall, and it was really long. I didn't. Oh yeah, I already said how long it was, but yeah, it was just really cool. It was cool seeing them fight Pennywise, seeing how Pennywise died, how Pennywise they took his heart and it broke. Although Pennywise technically it is an alien, but I guess the alien in its secret human form of Pennywise, it makes a heart. That's its life source. I don't know how its actual life source looks like, but let's just go with the heart thing. So they finally kill Pennywise. Unfortunately, Eddie dies in the battle. Although he dies a brave man, he dies a hero. He actually gives the clue that helps them kill Pennywise. But yeah, overall great film. You know what I mean? It's interesting, they did change a few things after some research. So apparently in the book, Bill is the last person to leave Derry, and Richie is the one who actually returns to California. So he's actually like the writer person. And also Derry actually collapses, like literally like earthquake-ish collapses after like a major storm comes through. So then the losers return to their homes and gradually forget about it. They forget about Derry and they forget about each other. But I'm guessing that the director of this film wanted to change that and give it a different perspective. He wanted the audience to feel like they are genuinely going to be actual friends who keep in touch and have great lives. That's what they went with. And also in the film, Mike is actually the one who's the last to leave Derry. And that's actually how the film ends. That's the very last scene. The very last scene is Mike packing up his stuff. He packs up his car and he's driving out of Derry, which I thought was awesome. And I thought that was a good way to end this film because in this film, it all started with Mike. Mike is the one that brought them all together. So I guess it would make sense to see Mike being the last to leave because it's symbolic of this is finally legit over. Also, obviously, their scars that they cut themselves also disappeared too, which was also a symbolism of the fact that they don't have to return to Derry anymore. They don't have to keep fighting Pennywise. It's finally over. So, yeah, that was a really cool way to end that off. And, yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of other things that happened in this film, but that was basically sort of the creme de la creme. I didn't want to like go into the synopsis or like what actually happened scene by scene. And it's not like I remember absolutely everything anyway, but I just wanted to highlight things that I just found, interesting in the film to see. For me, the only like scene that was like truly creepy, of course I get shocked by things easily because of anticipation, but the only scene in the film that actually really did like scare me, like that I was like, "Ah, I hate this, is so creepy, I don't want to look," was when they're now like in the last part of the film where they're fighting Pennywise. They go into the haunted house and basically the fridge shakes and it opens and then you see Stanley's body. It's obviously not his actual body, it's like an illusion. Stanley's body like as a kid, and then the head falls off and rolls off, and then all of these little like grasshopper leg thingies come out and it becomes like the spider head thingy. That was the only creepy scene in the film that I hated, I hated that. But otherwise everything was fine. Zombies, but Pennywise biting, we're used to that. But that other stuff I was like, I don't like that. No thank you. I would hate to film a scene like that where I pretend to be like attacked by a giant spider. Like, spiders, normal spiders, okay, that's fine. Like if they're like small and all that, but anything like Goliath bird eater level and like bigger, it's like nah, not for me. Um, but yeah, those are basically my notes. Like that's basically my reaction for the film. It was incredible. I'll give it like 10 out of 10. Of course, I loved it. And then basically to end off today's video, do I think there's gonna be another It movie? That's the question. Will there be another It movie? Because this is the end of Pennywise. This is how, it ends in the book basically. So, this is legit the end. I'm guessing that if another It movie happens, and it's ironic because there's actually a new Stephen King novel movie coming out based off of a novel like The Shining. It's called Doctor Sleep with Ewan McGregor. Anyway, side note, random. Anyway, if a new It movie comes out, I'm most likely guessing that it's gonna be a prequel. I think a prequel would be really cool. Just a movie about it, like about Pennywise himself, seeing how Pennywise crash lands on Earth and that journey of terrorizing people. And then maybe that film could end off with catching us up to the present day, where it's like the kids, where Pennywise actually starts terrorizing the kids and all that stuff. I would love to see a prequel. But if they made an actual It 3, though, they could do that. You know, Stephen King could definitely write a new story. Apparently, he's done that before. I've been told by a friend. I don't know. Maybe the director could come up with their own version. I would definitely be down for that. I think everybody would love that. But as long as it's like a good storyline and one that makes sense, then yeah, it would be really cool. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you have a fantabulous day and a great week. Please tune in for the very upcoming videos that are coming through. Definitely am brainstorming like ideas and want to give you guys great content. I've got some controversial topics that I'm going to be talking about in tomorrow's video, actually. I'll definitely post a video tomorrow. But yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Please be sure to share or talk about the channel if you want to. No pressure. Yeah. And with that being said, Shazwiyt gang, I'm clear.